مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Dear students of grade 9, I welcome you once again. Today we are going to talk about module 3D writing. So let's get started. لكن قبل ذلك أذكركم بقيمتنا لهذا الأسبوع. هذا الأسبوع حديثنا عن respect أو الاحترام. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: ليس منا من لم يرحم صغيرنا ولم يوقر كبيرنا. رواه الترمذي وصححه الألباني. هذه الأحاديث التي فيها ليس منا في الغالب والأكثر إنما هي من باب الوعيد والتحذير والترهيب مما ذكر فيها من المعاصي، ولا تخرج صاحبها من الإسلام إذا لم يستحلها. إذن أحباء الطلاب، هذه دعوة منا لكم لتفعيل هذه القيمة الجليلة بيننا وبين بعضنا البعض، بيننا وبين آبائنا وأمهاتنا، بيننا وبين كبار السن. إذا قمنا بتطبيق هذه القيمة الجليلة سوف نجد الأثر الواضح على وطننا وعلى أمتنا الإسلامية الكبيرة. Then, again we are talking about Module 3 with the title Something New. And today we are going to talk about how to write informal letter or email. Do you write emails to friends? What do you usually write to them about? Read the email below. Why is Mike writing to John? Let's check out together.
3. Write.
Hello, John. How are things? Thanks for your last email. It's always great to hear from you. Sorry I didn't reply sooner, but I've been really busy lately. Anyway, I'm writing because I want to tell you about a new hobby I've taken up. I've started doing karate. A friend started classes last month, and I decided to try it out too. It's absolutely amazing. There are many different techniques to learn, but the instructor is really helpful and I am progressing well. What I like about this martial art is that I'm learning to defend myself without hurting my opponent. We have classes twice a week and sometimes they take place in the park. It's really interesting and fun. I don't even realise we're exercising, but when I go home, I'm exhausted. So what about you? Do you still go to the gym? Maybe you can check out a karate class. Well, that's all for now. I have to start studying. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Bye for now, Mike.
In which paragraph from 1 to 3 does Mike A. ask for John's answer? A. ask for John's news. It was number 3. Give a reason to end his email. It was also in number 3. C. Give details about his news. It was paragraph 2. Refer to John's email. It was in the beginning, in paragraph 1. E. Say the reason for writing. Also, it was in paragraph 1. Apologize for not writing earlier. Again, it was in paragraph 1. And finally, ask John to write back in paragraph 3. Now, let us move to the important part, which is how to form an email. The email usually starts with the greetings, اللي هي التحية, by writing either dear or hi, and then we mention the name. Next, the opening of the email, we write the following. We can write things like that. How are you? I'm writing this letter or email to tell you or give you, and so on and so on. We can say the reason for writing. First, I ask him about himself, and then I mention the reason for writing the email. After that, in the main part, in the body, which usually between 2 to 3 paragraphs, I can say things like, the good news is, or I have recently, and say something, then can you believe it? Like our friend said, I have recently taken up a martial art class. Or we can say, well, here is the latest, and then I tell him about my latest news. In the conclusion, I say things like, waiting for your reply or email, or I can say, I'm looking forward to hearing from you, or I'm looking forward to seeing you. And finally, the sign off, اللي هو التوقيع. We say things like, yours, best wishes, bye for now, or take care, and then I write my own name. Now let us form our own email. Exercise E. Write an informal email to Mike. Say how happy you are that he is taking up a new hobby and give him your news. Go to the workbook page 33. So now, let us go to page 33 in the workbook. This is a model answer on how to write an email responding to a friend and telling him about your latest news. Hi Mike, it was nice to hear from you. What a surprise to learn that you have taken up karate as a hobby. Good for you, mate. Anyway, I've got some good news to tell you too. Do you remember that I had told you I wanted to join the poetry reading group in my area? Well, everyone who wants to join has to write a poem and read it to the group. The group then decides if the person can become a member. So, yesterday I presented my poem. I was very nervous as I was reading it, and I thought my poem was kind of boring. However, when I finished reading it, everyone stood up and clapped. I still can't believe it. I'm now a member of the poetry group and I'm so excited. So, have you decided where you want to go on holiday? Write back and tell me all about your plans. Bye for now, John. So, dear students, this was a model answer on how to write a reply email to your friend and tell him your latest news. You can write your own email and then send it to us for correction. You may send it on WhatsApp or send it on the forum in the school website. Now to the final part of our lesson today. We are talking about the text we wrote together. What type of text is the following? Was the text narrative, descriptive, informational, or instructional? The text we read was narrative. What is the form of the text? Is it advertisement, email, recipe, or a story? Of course, it was an email. Who is the sender? Who is the sender of the text? Yes, if you remember, the sender was John. Who is the receiver of the text? Very well, the receiver was Mike. Finally, why does the writer write this text? And this question, dear students, I leave to you to answer and send your answer to me, and then it will be corrected, and the person who answers correctly shall be rewarded, inshallah. By this, we come to the end of our lesson today. Until I see you next time, أقول لكم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.